Today's headlines: DFA hits back on China over fishing ban. A4, A5 cluster vaccination limited to NCR Plus 8. Poll workers in priority list mulled. PhilHealth causing financial distress to hospitals. Police camps offered as vaccination sites. No vaccine, no participation in SEA Games. Cloudy skies, isolated thunderstorms seen. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Thursday, May 20, and now the news. The Philippines, through the Department of Foreign Affairs, has protested the inclusion of several areas in its exclusive economic zone under a fishing moratorium China has imposed in the South China Sea. In a statement, the DFA said on Tuesday evening that the Philippines does not recognize the unilateral imposition of the months-long fishing ban, which started on May 1 until August 16, 2021, a move that the government considers as a violation of the 2016 arbitral award granted to the country. Beijing's move likewise breaches Article 56 of the 1982 United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea. Manila has repeatedly raised its victory at the Hague ruling in defending its claim in the West Philippine Sea, but Beijing claimed it as null and void. The DFA stressed that China cannot legally enforce the moratorium in the West Philippine Sea since the arbitral ruling gives Filipino fisherfolk the legitimate rights to fish in the disputed waters. The Department of Health clarified that the mass vaccination of those belonging to the A4 and A5 priority groups by the end of May will be limited only to those coming from the NCR Plus 8 areas. The National Capital Region and the nearby provinces of Bulacan, Laguna, Pampanga, Batangas, Metro Cebu, and Davao, all of which have the highest number of COVID-19 infections in the country. The A4 priority group covers employees in sectors deemed as essential, such as markets, grocery stores, food delivery services, commuter transport, media, and education. The A5 group, meanwhile, is composed of the country's indigents. National Task Force Against COVID-19 Chief Implementer and Vaccine SAR Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. meanwhile said the government is eyeing to inoculate more than 12 million individuals from the A4 priority group and 16 million individuals from the A5 priority group. In related news, the DOH said it will study the inclusion of poll workers in the priority list for the government's coronavirus vaccination program. Health Undersecretary Mir Nakabotahe said the proposal will be presented to the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases after being studied by different working committees. This comes along the appeal of Commission on Elections Commissioner Rowena Guanzon to include election workers in the vaccine prioritization list. Guanzon stressed the importance of having 6,500 election officers and election assistants inoculated as they are exposed to throngs of people amid the ongoing voters' registration that will last until the end of September. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Hatch something big! The all-new Honda City hatchback with 4 seating modes. Utility mode, long mode, tall mode, refresh mode. The all-new City hatchback. Hatch more life!
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Beanie Beanie pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first hatch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
The financial distress being experienced by public and private hospitals was pointed out to the purported failure of PhilHealth to remit payments for coronavirus treatment. According to Philippine Hospital Association President Dr. Jaime Almora, the state health insurer only processed payments for non-COVID treatments, which posed problems in the hospital's incomes, as health institutions reported 50 to 70% decline in cases not related to coronavirus. Almora likewise claimed that PhilHealth has debt ranging from 50 million to 700 million pesos per hospital, with one hospital, he added, has a 1.2 billion peso reimbursement claim to PhilHealth. PhilHealth's non-payments also affects frontline healthcare workers, whom Almora said are not able to consistently receive their salaries despite working during the pandemic. This is not the first time that PhilHealth has been called out over its unsettled payments. Last March, several hospitals mulled applying for loans for them to continue their operations as their overhead expenses have started to override their income. PNP Chief General Guillermo Elizar has offered police camps around the country as potential sites for the government's mass vaccination program. Elizar noted instructing all regional and provincial directors to coordinate with the Department of Health in identifying police camps that could be used as inoculation sites and ensure their readiness for the said initiative. He added that police camps would make good vaccination sites because of their wide open spaces where proper physical distancing will definitely be observed once the administration of vaccines takes place in these areas. Relatedly, Elizar also ordered the deployment of the PNP's Medical Reserve Force to various Quezon City vaccination centers to help in administering the COVID-19 vaccine and prevent long lines and overcrowding. Members of the PNP MRF were sent to San Francisco High School, Project 6 Elementary School, and Masambong Elementary School, which all are being utilized as vaccination centers for city residents. In sports, athletes and coaches taking part in the 31st Southeast Asian Games in Hanoi should have themselves vaccinated before being allowed to compete, the Vietnam SEA Games Organizing Committee said. The no vaccination, no participation policy will be enforced during the stretch of the biennial meet, which is set to November 21 to December 2, according to the Philippine Olympic Committee President Abraham Tolentino. The POC intends to send 626 athletes to the SEA Games. They will participate in all but one of the 40 sports on the Hanoi program. Tolentino said the National Sports Association have been advised to identify their respective athletes who will be prioritized for the vaccination program. The Intertropical Convergence Zone hovering over Palawan, Visayas, and Mindanao is expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Metro Manila and the rest of the country, meanwhile, will still be affected by the easterlies, which will cause partly cloudy to cloudy skies, as well as localized thunderstorms and rain showers. Today's temperature is projected to be at 27 to 35.6 degrees Celsius, while the humidity rate is expected to be between 41 to 71 degrees. That wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Kachibu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarsito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Kachibu Community. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and Araneta Center. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.